A lovely fall day outside. And what says better than fall than something warm and comforting? Yeah. Today, I'm making something, I guess you can call it, or you would call it, shepherd's pie. I'm cooking the ground beef. I have it right now on medium heat. So while I finish with my potatoes, make things special too at the same time, I add some sweet potato to mine. Gives it that fall, luscious taste with a little bit of sweetness that comes in with it at the same time. Just have this peeled in a second. I know could use potato peeler, but I find it doesn't get deep enough to do a good job. So I prefer a knife. And at the same time, it's an excellent workout for the hands. There we go. The cut doesn't matter because we're going to boil them. And even if you have too much, it doesn't matter. Why dirty a cutting board when you don't have to? There. Now, let's sweet potato. I think I'll do one more potato here. Here in Canada, right now, we're celebrating our Thanksgiving. But many traditions have changed in the years. People, I find they don't make these big, heavy Thanksgiving meals anymore. It's more smaller groups and a smaller thing. Now I'm going to get the potatoes on. Now while the potatoes are cooking, I'm going to dice myself, prepare myself a red onion. This recipe, I prefer red onion. They're more mellow than basically any other onion. So we're going to incorporate this to our ground beef. Even if it's a bit of a rough cut, it doesn't matter. Guess I didn't want to dirty the knife. Okay. There, now. Onion, but at the same time, I want to add some radish. I find it gives it that sort of peppery edge to it. Little extra bite. There we go. Clean a few things up here. That's cooking. We have a few other extra things here. Some gravy. And we have the corn. Traditionally goes with it. But I've also added some green peas. Some people even add carrots or squash, depending on the season. Now would be a great time to add the squash, but I've added sweet potato, so I don't have to have squash necessarily. Now, we're going to wait for our potatoes to cook so I can mash them, and we'll be right back. So, now we have boiled our potatoes. We are ready to mash them. And in the meantime, I've opened my window, so we have the ambience of the rain in the background. Like I said, it is a lovely fall day. When you're finished with your potatoes, you want to strain the liquid, but don't waste it. You don't want to throw it away, because the liquid is very important for soup bases and other things. I put in margarine, but if you prefer butter, you can put in some butter too. There we go. So potatoes are done. Yeah. To start off with the assembly. Oh, sorry. One very important thing I forgot. The cheese. You have to grate some mozzarella cheese in with the potatoes. You don't need a lot, just enough. There, so our cheese. Put it there. There, okay, so now, where I was, assembly. So, now we've cooked our ground beef and our onions, French onions, red onions, some call them shallots, but that with the radish on top. So, we start off, you want to add your ground beef, mix, and this is going to cook down a little bit more when we put it in the oven. So, or you can freeze it too at the same time if you're not ready to eat it the same day. Yeah. I've made a basic gravy. You can buy the gravy, use it out of a tin, or you can buy some bouillon cubes, or like what I did. Now, I'm not demonstrating everything because it would be a 2-hour video, but again, you make yourself a roux with flour, margarine, or butter. You simmer that off. Then you want to add your water, depending on how much gravy you want. It's about a cup of water, depending to 3 tablespoons of flour and 2 tablespoons of butter. Then you add your bouillon cube, beef or chicken, it doesn't matter. You can add your bouillon cube and then cook that off until it comes nice and brown and velvety. And so, depending how much gravy you want to put in, I like a lot of gravy. I like a lot of gravy, so. There. That should do. And what's left, you can also use to put over afterwards. Done. Now, I want to add here our mix of corn and peas. A lot of places too, like seeing on bilingual at the same time. In French, we call it pâté chinois. And the way they say it, like it's steak, steak, bledin patate. With a twist. So now, we've got our veggies. Now, for the potatoes. Oh, yes. cheese is already oozing. This is fantastic. And that bakes, it's going to make a lovely crust. I thought maybe I would have had too many or too much potato, but looks like I'm just going to have enough. Just spread that out roughly. Go roughly. It's nice to have peaks. Lots of peaks. You can take your spoon too and just do this if you want some extra peaks on top. So now for the final touch, when you're doing this tradition from my grandmother to my mother to I guess my great-grandmother, always had some paprika on top. And there you have it. Shepherd's pie to go. Well, of course, once we've cooked it, pre-baked it. So just to give it that crust and everything mixes together. So I hope you have a nice Thanksgiving if you're celebrating. And take care. We love you. And be catching you on our next video. So, bye for now.